For centuries, humans have been growing alongside our botanical brethren. Our histories have mixed and mingled to bring us modern medical marvels, faded folklore, and everything in between. Of course, in order to understand the plant, we have to start with its roots. I'm M. Grubner-Gaddis, and this is Rooted. Hello, and welcome back to another week of Rooted. This week, I'm coming at you with a plant sure to get your peepers popping, Eyebright. And if I accidentally slip up and say bright eyes, please just know that I read all of a series of unfortunate events in like 3rd or 4th grade, and have been deeply captivated by sad white men longing for something ever since. But enough about your deeply flawed host, let's get back to plants. Eyebright's Latin name is Euphrasia, and it's actually a collection of about 215 different species. But today we'll be mostly discussing them broadly, with a few specifics tossed in, honestly, wherever I see fit. Eyebright is a member of a plant family we haven't talked about yet on the show, Orobanchaceae. These guys are mostly parasitic plants, with the most famous members of the family being broomrape, which is really an unfortunate name, Indian paintbrush, and lousewort. And like I said, most of the plants in this family are parasitic. Some more than others, but all of them basically sink their creepy little fangs into other plants' root systems and take their nutrients directly from the source. Which honestly just kind of made me think of Chupacabras biting the ankles of goats. So now those two are forever fused in my mind. But outside of that freaky feet stuff, these guys tend to have a pretty simple root system, with the ones who aren't fully reliant on hosts having some roots and the ability to at least sort of fend for themselves, while others, and this is according to the Missouri Botanical Garden, so if you don't like it, you can bring it up with them, but they describe it as short, vegetative stems with their alternate leaves reduced to fleshy, tooth-like scales that have multicellular hairs interspersed with glandular hairs. Which, like, yuck? I just don't really think that we should ever have to witness leaves being fleshy, tooth-like scales. That just feels really icky to me, but thank you, Missouri Botanical Garden. The more you know. Luckily for us, however, Eyebright is only sort of parasitic, and at first glance, you probably wouldn't even think twice about it. Eyebright is an annual that can kind of be found growing everywhere in one form or another. They tend to stay fairly low to the ground, with green, kind of spear-shaped leaves. It sort of looks like a mint leaf, kind of. And they have these adorable flowers that look like, well, eyes. Sort of. They're bell-shaped, with the base of the flower jutting out, and kind of a big, thick bottom eyelash. Think like a twiggy lash. And then they typically have these bright yellow almond-shaped spots on them, which is why they're called Eyebright, because they look like a pair of really bright eyes. And it was this striking appearance that led to the Greeks and later Europeans to conclude that this plant could in fact be used to treat conjunctivitis, which we call pink eye, and other ogling ailments via the doctrine of signatures, which is an old and deeply flawed theory in older herbalism that said plants look like whatever they're meant to help. Like, for instance, strawberry helping the heart and walnuts helping the brain. Eyebright happens to work to treat eye ailments because it contains antihistamines, antimicrobial properties, and antibacterial properties, which help to reduce the swelling, itchiness, and general crusty grossness that comes with pink eye. It was typically applied as a poultice or a tea that was cooled and then dripped into the eyes, but in the Elizabethan era, there was also a moment where it was very posh to drink it as a wine. No word on how well that truly worked, but at least they were having fun with it. Today, we do have more effective treatments against pink eye and other infections, but Eyebright remains a very popular herbal supplement and is commonly one of the best-known herbal medicines globally, often serving as a reference point for those wary of herbal medicine but wanting to learn more. Sort of like mint and elderberry are here in North America. It's something folks are familiar and fairly comfortable with, even if they don't immediately think of using it as a form of herbalism. In other exciting Eyebright news, there is actually a species called Euphrasia aurigata of Wales that was believed to be extinct, only to be rediscovered in 2008, cementing its place as a Lazarus species, or a species believed to be dead, only to be discovered alive and relatively well off. That's really all I've got for this week. I know it was a little short, but it's chock full of firsts and fun facts, so hopefully it still feels worthwhile. I'll be back next week with another plant to dig in with you. See you then! Until next time, be kind to yourselves, be kind to the earth, and just like a plant, drink your water. If you liked the show, please subscribe and consider leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you listen. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at rooted.pod. We're finally updating regularly on YouTube at rooted.podcast, and you can check out our website, rootedpod.com, for transcripts, updates, merch, and so much more. The show is written, produced, and hosted by me. I'm Grebner Gaddis, edited by Kat Friend of Friend Diagram, and our theme music was written and produced by Eric Cluxon. Rooted is a Henbane Media LLC production.